Good morning. You're listening to the Dave Fox Home Remodeling Show. I'm Gary Demas, your host and president of Dave Fox Design Builder Modelers right here in Columbus. And today I have a special guest with me, Brad Pope. Brad, great to have you here this morning.
Thanks for having me, Gary.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Brad, you've been on before, I know, at least one or two times, and you're a Moen rep, and you got a great faucet company there that you're representing. So we'll be talking a lot about faucets today, and Moen in particular. And we'll be talking about their background, and I know in segment 2 we're going to have a guest from Moen, Susie Street, and she'll be calling in by phone. So we'll get to talk with her in session 2, 3, and 4. So we'll get this started off, but I want to just welcome everybody listening to the Dave Fox Home Remodeling Show. I want to know there's something new. We're actually videotaping these shows now, and you can go to YouTube, and if you search for the Dave Fox Home Remodeling Show, you'll be able to watch our broadcasts, and there you'll get to see what we're doing right live and in person, and we'll wave at you if you're in the camera. And right there's the logo if you are watching. Of course, if you're not watching, you won't see what I'm pointing to, but just go to YouTube and search for the Dave Fox Home Remodeling Show, and there you'll find, as of the last couple weeks, our shows that are on video. So again, thanks for tuning in. We really love all of our loyal listeners. They have a lot of them. And if you're brand new to the show, welcome. Just glad to have you aboard. We talk about a lot of remodeling projects, everything that has to do with the home. And that's what we're here for, right, Brad?
Absolutely.
Yep. So, Brad, first start off just by telling people a little bit about yourself, how you got involved with Moen, some of your background, and then maybe you can talk about the Moen company some.
Sure, absolutely. Thanks, Gary. I've been with Moen about 19 years now, and I'm a Central Ohio guy, so it's been a great company to work for. Really enjoyed dealing with the remodelers, the plumbers, the contractors, and all the wholesalers that I deal with. It's just a great industry. A lot of changes throughout the industry. I mean, when I first started, chrome and polished brass were faucets that were popular, and that was it.
Yeah.
So we've seen a lot of changes. So great Ohio company. We're actually headquartered out of North Olmsted, Ohio, and have been up there for the inception of Moen. And we do a lot of good things with regards to the industry, with regards to plumbing fixtures and faucets, and a lot of technological things that we're doing here recently in the last few years on some new products that we've come out with.
Yeah. I know Moen goes back a long ways, and the original Mr. Moen, right? What was his name?
Actually, there was a gentleman named Al Moen, who is the guy who invented a single lever faucet in 1937. Mm-hmm. It burnt his hands with a mixing faucet, and then determined, I want to get a mixer in here with a single lever, and that's where it all kind of started.
Yeah, single lever, mixed water. Man, who would have ever thought of that, right?
I know.
Now we think, why on earth didn't they think of it earlier than that? But
right,
yeah,
absolutely.
But good deal. Okay, so Moen's been, of course, it's a well-known name all over the world. It's an international company.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and based right out of Ohio. That's cool.
Yep. Thank you.
So, and you've been with the company how long?
19 years now.
19 years, that's right. Okay, so that's great. A good long track record, and so that makes you a Moen expert, Brad.
Well, some might say that. There's still a lot more learning to do.
I'll say it.
Thank you, Gary.
Cool. Okay, so the Moen brand, how did they start in terms of product offerings, and then where have they gone to over the years? You know, like, did they start with just bathroom lavatory faucet, or how did they start?
Well, it was basically a mixing valve for a lab faucet, and then they also had shower valves and bathtub valves in the 60s and 70s and 50s. But it was geared more towards just supplying a water product to a consumer, to where they can have plumbing in their house and mixed water, and then began more and more towards gearing a product towards the contractor, where you have a plumber that is familiar with a product, can go fix it, can go install it. But you've noticed with a lot of other product lines and industries, where the consumer is now kind of a driver on styles and designs, and it just kind of it makes product innovations even more creative, and lifespan of a product is even shortened. Unless it's an A product, then it kind of lasts a little bit longer, but you're constantly coming through new products to try to get out and get someone's eye a consumer attached to it.
Yeah, and the internet has done that, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
It gives everyone such access, such information, and then they have an outlet for their creativity, which just drives creative design and R&D faster and faster and faster.
Yep.
Because, you can think back years ago, products didn't change that often, did they?
No.
I mean, a good product would come out, and it might be a mainstay for 10 years or something.
Right.
Not today.
No. Like I said, it was a lifespan. We were creating products that could have a shelf life of 6 months, and then the style just dies, and we have to come out with new products every 3 to 6 months on the marketing side.
Yeah, and that makes it tougher for manufacturers and companies that are designing products all the time.
Yeah, for retooling and this and that. And
retooling, and then keeping a good design staff on hand and mechanical engineers to make all the drawings to build the things, and just goes on and on, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and I think with that 3D printing, it has made it a little bit easier for the engineers, but it's still a long, tedious process of going out and talking to designers, find out trends and this and that, and trying to create a product from that.
Absolutely. Yep. So Moen started with kind of the mixing valve, and then so over the years, in terms of product offerings or the different areas of the home that you're reaching, how has that changed?
Well, 30 years ago, we had a catalog that was probably 10 pages.
Okay.
And we had a couple options in that catalog, and it was chrome and chrome. So basically, it has gone to more of a large encyclopedia thickness, thick book with a variety of maybe 25 to 30 different styles of products. And then each style kind of warrants its own finish, whether it's in the kitchen or the bath. And then you're getting into specialized types of showers and bathtubs and fillers and this and that. So it's just evolved into a big, large Pandora's box of product, and it's been a really good ride, and really enjoying trying to, sometimes you get kind of stale selling the same thing over and over and over, and it's nice to get new products out and go out and talk to your customers and promote new things and show new things and discuss it. So
sure, that makes a lot of sense. So originally, it's you were providing product for all the rooms of the house, but over time, those products have really evolved. They've become much more technical, much more sophisticated. If we think about just some of the things they're doing in showers, which just blows my mind, and I know we'll probably be talking about that today, some of the sophisticated shower systems that are available. It's just amazing. And then the finishes, which is always changing. And there, I mean, the gold came back, but it's a different gold now, right?
Right.
Yeah.
A brushed
the
gold.
brushed gold, which really looks good. But if when that first came out and I heard, what, gold's coming back? The first thought that came to my head was, who on earth would want that stuff again? We got sick of that 30 years ago. But lo and behold, when I saw it, it's like, whoa, that looks really nice. So that's just that constant evolving, changing process, and the creative side of it, the design side of it, is one of the important elements, because that's how this unit's going to look in a home, and that's important. But then the function, of course, is really crucially important, and that's what people are expecting to last 25 years or so, that faucet's going to work for them and perform well.
I think when you talk about the finish, sometimes those trends don't last as long as what the faucet will last. Like you mentioned, the brushed gold, it could be a product that could last 4 or 5 years. We've seen a kind of good run with an Aura bronze finish for the last 10, 15 years, and that's kind of fell out. But if someone has an Aura bronze Moen faucet, it should last another few years, or 10, 15 years for them, even though they don't like the finish. But what the nice thing about our valves is, if they don't like a finish or if it changes over time, they can actually remove the trim kit and buy a new trim kit, and it'll fit on that same valve, whether it's in the shower or on a lavatory or something like that.
Yeah, so that's a great feature.
Right.
And of course, the chrome, that's pretty safe. That's probably the safest bet now, right?
I think that's the most timeless finish.
Has been around forever. It's just like white kitchen cabinets. They never go out of style.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. But the dark bronze did last a long time, I think.
It did.
I remember putting that in a bathroom years ago. So, again, I'm talking with Brad Pope from Moen. He's a Moen rep here in the Columbus area, and Moen is a good Ohio company. So we're going to take a quick break, Brad, and we'll be right back. Good morning. Welcome back to the Dave Fox Home Remodeling Show. I'm Gary Demas. Really pleased to have everyone tuning in this morning here in a December Sunday. And I've got Brad Pope with me. We went through some discussions, Brad, about your background and about the Moen Company and how they're an Ohio company. Talked a lot about just some of the changes that have happened over the many years. And then now we've got a new guest with us on phone, Susie Street. Susie, great to have you here this morning.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Great. Thanks a lot. So, Brad, I'm going to let you introduce Susie, and then we'll just get started in some stuff here. And Susie, you may want to kind of, whatever Brad misses, you can kind of fill in the blanks. How's that sound?
All right. Thanks, Gary. Susie is in our marketing group at Moen, and specifically is involved with the technical or the material or the products that we have that involve electronics. And Susie might be able to fill you in a little bit better with her specialty.
Yeah. Okay, Susie, so just give us some of your background, maybe just some of your professional background, and then when you got involved with Moen and what you're doing for Moen now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so like Brad said, my name is Susie Street. I've been in the product marketing business for over 6 years now. 4 of them have been at Moen. And when I joined Moen, I was on the team that worked on bath faucets and showering faucets, so your mechanical fixtures and labs and stuff like that. And then earlier this year, I made the move to our newly created IoT team. So as Brad was trying to describe it, we call it here internally the digital and IoT team. So IoT means Internet of Things. Essentially, it just means connected products that connect to an app that we can interact with consumers a whole new way digitally.
Yes.
Instead of, in the past, we've been very good at the mechanical side of that.
Yes, so the Internet of Things is a whole new world, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. It affects everything in the house: garage doors, lights, front doors,
Yeah,
heating, cooling systems.
There's definitely a trend.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a trend in the market. We're seeing a lot of companies of all backgrounds and industries moving from mechanical to digital because it allows you to, interact with the consumer a different way, maybe solve some problems that you've had with your products in the past that now can be, made easier to use by the consumer through digital and connected technology.
Yeah.
So we're really excited to bring that to Moen.
Yeah, and I know the last time Brad was on, Susie, we talked some about the you can be in your bed with your phone and turn your shower on, and it comes up to temperature and then pauses until you get there. So I know we'll be talking about a lot of that stuff today. I'm sure a lot of our listeners are very interested in what's happening in that arena, because really it's something that unless you're really intentionally trying to get involved in what's happening there, you're really probably not aware of what's happening.
Exactly. Yeah, and digital products for Moen at least hasn't been something new that we've just done this year. We did just develop a whole product development team that's dedicated to that, but our product development in terms of digital products has spanned the last 10 years. So in 2009, we came out with the first digital shower. And then, we have our motion sense wave technology, so that's the touchless faucet technology. And then more recently in 2017, we launched the first connected product. So the difference between digital and connected is essentially the way it connects to the cloud and the API and all the language that's speaking behind the scenes through technology to enable consumers to interact with products now through a smartphone app or away from their home, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So I'll bet 20 years ago, Moen didn't think they'd be hiring a bunch of computer engineers for faucets, huh?
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah.
And we're still kind of working through that.
Yeah.
The amount of different resources you need to support, cloud technology and how we're working with firmware now instead of, mechanical faucets like we've been really skilled and we've done well in the past. So it's a little bit different from mechanical to electrical engineering, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned the Moen Wave, which I have one in my kitchen, and I've had it for, I think, 4 years now, which is an amazing faucet. I just love it so much. And the 2 different ways, you can turn it on and wave your hand above it, or if you're like rinsing a dish in front of it, it'll automatically turn on.
Right.
And that's been great. My wife and I just love it, and the family that lives with us. So what I find myself doing is any sink I walk up to, I just hold my hands out expecting the water to turn on.
Yes,
Change
we
of
hear that
behavior.
all the time.
Change of behavior, right?
Yeah. So
and you understand the benefits from it once you start using it every day.
exactly. Yeah, it's just become so convenient. You can't imagine, what life was like without it. Yeah. Okay, so Susie, are there any particular products or lines you want to begin talking about?
Yeah, I think the first one I want to start with, we're really excited, something that we launched earlier this year. It's the Flow by Moen. It's a whole home water monitoring and leak detection system. So in the past, we've at Moen have been super passionate about making beautiful fixtures for your kitchen and bath. But I think water overall in the home has been a passion for us and something we've been looking to expand our product portfolio to cover that. And I think this next product that I'm going to talk about just kind of falls right in line with where we want to go as a business.
Yeah.
So we thought, we help deliver beautiful kitchen and bath. Why not help protect a home from water damage? Because we know how devastating water can be in some senses.
Yeah.
So
That sounds
earlier
great.
this year,
That's kind of more of a holistic look, which is really the way we like to look at our clients, because we're here to serve a specific need, but we want to make sure anything we observe, anything we can help with, even if it's outside the scope of what they hired us for, we want to be there because we're the pros and we want to help them. And it sounds like Moen's kind of heading that same direction. Just take a little broader look at your services and what you're offering to really protect the owner's home.
Yep, and I think that you hit the nail on the head when you said we at Moen too, especially we really develop products that not only have consumer benefits, but also we have the pros in mind. So we care a lot about what the pros think when installing our products, and I think this one is a great example of something that we've thoughtfully designed in terms of how it's installed, as well as how the consumer interacts with it, and then we'll actually go back and interact with the pro more often.
Yeah. So Brad, you've probably been out on the streets talking about this product to vendors that carry your product. So what kind of response have you gotten?
It's gained a lot of traction, or actually over the last 3 to 4 months. I've been out speaking with wholesalers. Those are the order takers, pretty much, that can bring the material in. But as far as the contractors, I've talked to service plumbers and some builders, and they see it as a really, really good opportunity to provide another product to maybe sell to their customers, to provide a peace of mind for them, especially with it seems like there's more and more people that are becoming the baby boomers that maybe have a 6-month place up here and a 6-month place maybe down south where it's warm. And if they're away for 6 months, the Flow by Moen gives them a peace of mind that they know that their pipes aren't going to freeze if their furnace breaks, and this will notify them on things like that. So I have got a lot of good positive feedback and interest in this product for at least on the service plumbing side and on the builder side.
As you were talking about people being away, it brings back to mind at least a couple of different projects that we were called out on where people were vacationing out of the country, and lo and behold, on the second floor bath room, one of the pipes busted and was leaking for 2 weeks. And when I went to the house, they had the insurance company had a demo crew come in there, and the whole lower level was virtually stripped down to the studs. I mean, the whole entire house. It's amazing what that water damage did. And you just couldn't believe it unless you saw it firsthand. So that's got to be a huge benefit and kind of a peace of mind knowing that your home, if it's a vacation home or if you're gone for 2 weeks, that something's monitoring the safety of that, because that water damage is just unbelievable. And
on the other side of it, the insurers could get a good look at this product, and
they should be buying it for people, right?
You know what? They might even be doing that right now at a small scale. But it's something that's kind of snowballing to maybe the next. If they can learn that there's billions of dollars and millions of dollars of damage and water damage from leaky pipes or whatever, then this is going to be something that I think will take off more.
Yeah, that's a fascinating topic, and I want to spend a little more time on it because I want Susie and Brad, you guys, to give me a little bit of an idea of how this works, or what really what does it involve in terms of installation, maybe even an idea on cost. We're up against the break here. We're going to take a break, but after we come back, let's talk a little bit more about that and kind of get a little bit of an understanding of really what that means to have that whole house protection. So we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're listening to the Dave Fox Home Remodeling Show. I'm Gary Demas. Really glad to have everybody listening in this morning, and maybe you're watching us on YouTube. Who knows? So in case you didn't hear in the first segment, we do have these broadcasts now videotaped, and they're available on YouTube if you search for Dave Fox Home Remodeling Show. Yeah, Dave Fox Home Remodeling Show. Just like it says there on the screen, right, Brad?
Right.
Yeah. And you can actually see Brad Pope himself in person. I'm sorry you can't see Susie, unless you email us a picture and we'll put it on the monitor, but whatever.
I do have a face for radio, Gary.
Okay.
Susie would be a lot better guest here.
Okay. All right. So we're really glad to have everyone listening in this morning. So we've got Brad Pope and then Susie Street. Susie, appreciate having you on the phone and helping us out this morning. So we were talking the last break, in case anyone's just tuning in now, about well, actually, I'm going to let you describe it a little bit, Susie.
Yeah, sure. So it's the Flow by Moen. It's a whole home water monitoring and leak detection system. So before the break, we were talking about insurance companies and insurance claims and how devastating water can be. And when we talk about this product, we like to give a few facts that we've compiled from insurance companies. So did you know that water damage claims actually 5 times more likely than theft and 6 times more likely than fire? And everybody has hopefully everybody has a smoke detector in their house, and many people have security systems to protect themselves from theft and fire. So why not have something in your house that helps prevent catastrophic water damage? So like we mentioned, that's the number one claim insurance companies pay out. And when we talk to people and we ask them, have you had a personal experience, or do you know somebody that has had a leak in their home that's caused damage? And more oftentimes than not, you have somebody that stands up in the room and they've had a terrible experience and are totally already bought into the product, knowing that they can buy something that would prevent this from ever happening again.
Mm-hmm.
So what it is, it's a pretty simple concept. It's one device that actually is a connected product, so it connects to your home's Wi-Fi. We do recommend professional installation. So it was invented by a plumber, so it's using traditional plumbing mechanisms on the inside, a traditional ball valve to add another water shutoff line onto your main water line. So you install one Flow by Moen directly after your main water shutoff and before any fixtures to your home. So essentially what it's doing is monitoring all the water coming into your house and then throughout the entire system within your home. So it's using the smart side of it, it's using machine learning algorithms to figure out what it's like when you use a toilet, what it's like when you use a faucet, what does water in your system, how does it act when you're doing normal activities that you normally do using water in your home. So those algorithms combined with some sensors in the product that measure temperature, flow rate, and one more I'm missing off the top of my head. Pressure, sorry. So it's measuring pressure in your system.
Mm-hmm.
So what it does is once you install one product on your main water line, so only need one per home, it's looking at all of those things to kind of get an understanding of what is normal water usage in your home. After that learning period, so it's about 7 to 10 days after you install the product, it's looking for anything abnormal. So it's looking for small vulnerabilities within your pipe system. So it does nightly health tests, which you don't even have to interact with the product. It will let you know when it finds something. So every night it finds time when you're not typically using water, and it shuts off the water to your house, traps your water in your system, runs a pressure air decay test to see if there's any pressure loss within the system. So it can actually detect down to 1 drop per minute of a leak. So obviously that's not something that's going to cause catastrophic damage, but eventually that small pipe vulnerability could turn into a catastrophic leak. And the Flow by Moen device will actually automatically shut your water off if it detects a catastrophic leak. So really, once you install the product, you interact with the app. You can look at how much water you're using in a week. So there's an element of water conservation within that, but also the product will actually notify you if it detects any problems. So once it's installed, you have that peace of mind. You can check the app, and it'll tell you you're secure. If not, it'll let you know by text message, phone call, push notification, email, whatever you want. You can set all of that up in the app. It'll let you know what's going on in your home.
So you're sitting on the beach at Grand Cayman, right? Enjoying the beautiful weather, and it's snowing and icy at home. Nobody's in your home. You can get your phone out and check out and see what the water situation is like. Right?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
And you can even remotely turn on and off your water from the app.
Wow. That's really cool. You mentioned something that, now I'm trying to think, it sparked something in me, and I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But
Insurance or?
No. Well, one thing I think probably a lot of our listeners are wondering, do you have like an average installed price, just some kind of a rough idea so people would get some kind of an idea what this unit would cost?
Yeah, I think we typically say are you talking in terms of how much it costs for a plumber to install a product?
Yeah.
I think what we've seen, and obviously that would differ by plumber, by region you're in, but I think we're seeing it takes a plumber under an hour to install it, sometimes even under a half hour.
Okay.
So super easy. I mean, we recommend professional install because you're cutting into your main water line.
Yeah.
So normal, DIYers, unless you're familiar with plumbing don't want to cut into their main water line.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're seeing around under $200 to get this product installed, sometimes even less.
Yeah.
But just for a roundabout number.
Yeah. And what would the retail price on this unit be?
So you can buy it today at the Home Depot or Amazon. It's available in all wholesalers as well. The price paid is we're doing a promo right now, but the normal list price is $499.98. We're doing a promo price right now till the end of the year to help continue the success and fuel growth for 2020 at $399.
Wow. That is a pretty cheap peace of mind. You know, I just, what I was thinking of was when you were describing, when we were talking about water damage and detecting leaks and stuff, it reminds me of when I was a younger fella in this industry, and I was in a large manufacturing company. So all the executives are up in the front, right, in all their offices, and they have these nice bathrooms. So we're remodeling one of the men's bathroom. So I'm in there, we're tearing all the tile out, pulling fixtures off the wall and stuff, and there was this wall lavatory, and I started to just work on the water line coming in. There was a valve there, and I think I was tightening it or something, and lo and behold, the thing broke off in my hand, and all this water starts shooting out in the brand new tile floor that we just put down. So I had a rag in my hand, and I just stuffed it up tight against the water shooting in there, and was able to pretty much keep it down. But I was by myself. I think the helpers were somewhere else. So here I'm in the men's bathroom holding this water line. I can't leave because it would soak it. I think, what on earth do I do? So I just started yelling at the top of my lungs, help, help. So here, you know, the people hear somebody in the men's bathroom yelling, help, help, help. So
oh, my goodness.
I probably did that for a minute before somebody finally came in, and then I got some help. But my gosh, what an embarrassing situation. But it just goes to show how easy something like that can happen.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like, when we talk to people about this product, we ask if anyone's had a encounter like that, and everybody has a story. Even if it didn't happen to them personally, they know somebody that it's happened to. So.
I had a plumber I was with yesterday, and they had an issue where CPVC was the product for their water lines, and there was a dry socket in there, and it took about 7 years, and finally it popped and flooded this house that people were out of town, and would have been a perfect opportunity to put something in there. But to hold 7 years, though, it might have been in between a couple of joists to keep it tight, but it just finally worked its way out, and something like that would have been great. Susie, can you explain a little bit on the home, away, and the sleep mode on this Flow by Moen?
Yeah, so sure, yep. So within the app, like I said, the product will actually notify the consumer if anything's going on, but there is a couple ways that the consumer can interact with the product on a daily basis. So what Brad's referring to is the different modes you can put your product in. So obviously, it learns your normal water usage, but there may be times where you're not using water normally, and you are knowing you're doing that on purpose. So there's 3 different modes. The first mode is home mode. So this would be the default mode that the product is in. It's for everyday protection, for normal day-to-day use of your water. So you're basically telling the product, I'm home, please let me know if something weird that I normally don't, the way I use water, something abnormal is happening. The second mode is away mode. So you can use this for times when you're going on vacation. You're going to be, maybe out of the country, or just not nowhere near your phone to where you can, interact with the product if it does detect something. So away mode is used. You can actually put your product in away mode so that if any water usage happens during this time, the water will automatically shut off. So if the device detects any fixture opening or any leak of any sort, it's going to automatically shut your water off.
Susie, that's great. We're up against a break here, and so right after the break, I want you to finish that discussion, and then I think we're going to talk about You by Moen. So we will be right back.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Dave Fox Home Remodeling Show. I'm Gary Demas, and I have 2 special guests with me. I've got Brad Pope here. Brad, thanks a lot for being here. And then I've got Susie Street on the phone. Susie, thanks so much for being here this morning. And we were talking about the Flow by Moen control and all the safety issues and how it monitors the water system in case someone's just tuning in. This is an amazing product that for really under $500 can give you peace of mind. You can be on vacation for 2 weeks. You can pull out your iPhone and monitor it, and that's kind of what Susie was talking about. So, Susie, let's get back into then the monitoring features on your phone for the system.
Sure. So like I was mentioning before, the system has 3 different modes that you can set within the smartphone app. So home mode is for normal day-to-day use. This is with the default mode that the product goes into that you're using on a normal basis. It has another mode called away mode. So away mode is what you would set the product in if you were going on vacation or you knew you weren't going to be able to, interact with the product via your smartphone. Say you're going to be out of the country or on an airplane. You could put the product in away mode where absolutely no water usage should be occurring in the house. If during this time, if you switch to away mode, the product will actually shut off water to the house if it detects any water usage whatsoever. So if any fixture is open, the product will automatically turn off your water. So that's obviously to protect your home when you're not there. So it's more instantaneous than you would be in home mode, where it might ping you and say, hey, we're noticing some abnormal water usage. Are you using your kitchen sink a little longer than you normally would? And you could say yes or no. And if you wouldn't respond within a certain time, it would shut your water off. In away mode, this will happen automatically. And then the last mode is sleep mode. So we added this feature because we know people might use water throughout the year in different ways that they wouldn't consider normal usage. So examples of this would be like filling a pool or washing everybody's car in the house at one time. The Flow by Moen so it doesn't disrupt you from doing what you want to do. You can put it in sleep mode for 72 hours so that the product won't shut off your water if you know you're going to be using an abnormal amount of water. So those are the 3 modes you can set it in.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, Brad, so how's the public, how are your vendors accepting this product?
Quite a few, a lot of interest in it, and it's still kind of gaining traction because it's, everything new that's with technology. There's kind of a learning period. But I'll tell you, there's a lot of customers and users and insurers that are very interested in getting this product in people's houses and in their own houses as well. Yeah.
Okay, so the listener that's listening this morning, maybe you haven't had this happen to you, or maybe you haven't heard about it happening. You're thinking, I don't need to spend the money to do this. But I'll tell you, from my point of view, having been in this industry and knowing how much water damage there is that occurs in homes, I want to buy one of these from you, Brad. Okay. I'm going to buy one because
you're in.
To me, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, so then You by Moen. Do we want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So You by Moen is another product that's in our IoT and digital product development group because it is a connected shower. So like Flow by Moen we just talked about is all about water conservation in your house and protecting your home from catastrophic damage. Whereas we flip to the You by Moen digital shower, this is more so all about the ultimate experience that we can give consumers in personalization and customization of their shower. So we at Moen do a ton of research on new products, and we're always looking to see how to make consumers' lives easier and make their interaction with our products, because most of the time people are, if they have a Moen, they're using it daily, whether that be a shower head or a kitchen faucet. So we are always looking for ways to make their lives easier. So the You by Moen digital shower, this is the first cloud-based app-driven digital shower on the market. And essentially, when I talk about this product, I talk about the 3 key ways you can interact with the product. So the first way is via a digital controller. So essentially, we took all those mechanical handles, all the knobs, all the diverters in your shower, and switched them from mechanical interaction to a digital interaction. So you have one low profile, very concise digital interface that you can control your shower head, your hand shower, your body sprays. You can, go all the way up to that dream spa is what we like to call it, from the touch of a button within your shower. So you can control it via the in-shower controller. The second way is remote activation. So I think you guys talked about this a little earlier, like the ability to be able to start your shower from your bed using your smartphone. And some people, kind of say, well, why would you want to do that? Why would I need to do that? That's just lazy. The key thing here is the warm up and pause feature. So within our shower, we thought about, what do people do every day when they wake up to take a shower? They go in, turn the shower on. Some people may stand there and wait for it to warm up. Some people know it's going to take some time, so they go brush their teeth, they go wake the kids up, they go switch the laundry. Before you know it, the shower's been running already for 5 to 10 gallons without anyone even using it. So what our shower does, when you activate it remotely, it will warm up and pause. So you're able to go in and set your perfect shower temperature and say, once it gets to this temperature, I want you to pause, hold the water until I'm ready to get in. So we're saving a ton of water by being able to hold that temperature and wait for the consumer to actually get into the shower, press the resume button, and that water at the temperature that they've deemed as their perfect shower temperature comes out every time. And then the last way, which we're really excited to introduce this year, was now activating your shower through your voice. So we've partnered with the top smart speaker brands like Apple, Google, and Alexa, Amazon's Alexa. You can actually wake up and say, Alexa, start my shower. Or what we're seeing a lot in the market is people are starting to convert a lot of products they have into smart products and connecting them into one routine. So you could wake up essentially and say, Alexa, good morning, and your lights turn on, your blinds go up, your shower warms up and pauses, your coffee pot turns on, whatever you want. You can connect it all via those smart speakers. So it's really exciting, and I know it's something new for people, but I think these smart speakers are really gaining a lot of traction in the market, and people are really finding the ease of use with activating products with your voice. So we're really excited to launch that this year.
So can I say, Alexa, what temperature does my wife prefer in her shower? Alexa probably knows, but maybe she won't tell me.
Yes, exactly that. But you could go into the You by Moen shower app and see exactly what temperature. And that's the funny thing, like some people, when they first hear that, they're like, how do I know what temperature I like my shower? Oh, you figure it out right away.
Yeah.
You're like, I like my shower at 107 degrees, and my husband likes it at 98.
Yeah. Great. And showers are, it's a luxury item that people should have in their home because they're in it every day. And my gosh, that's your 20 minutes to just relax, enjoy a really nice shower, low stress, stay warm when it's really cold outside. I mean, it just feels so good
it's a
to
very
be in the
personal
shower.
experience.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, that if you're going to splurge on yourself, folks, do it in your shower because that is like your private little area. You can just enjoy.
Your little oasis.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
Brad, were you going to say something, Brad?
I was going to just mention as well, with the connected device on the shower is a neat thing, is since if there's issues or if there's concerns with regards to updates, it just gets sent through the cloud and updates your controller with the valving system without you guys even knowing it's happening. So there are updates that come through as well, similar to like you would with your apps on your phone as well. So it's a nice little feature that you don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so Brad and Susie, it's been really great having you on this morning. We've learned a lot about really the advances in faucet technology, some of the new things coming out on the market, some of the amazing things you can do with your smartphone. And honestly, I'm gonna put one of those what do you call it, Flow by Moen sensors in my home, and I'll report back to all our listeners later and tell you how much I like it because I'm sold on it. Just the idea, the peace of mind, having experienced catastrophic water issues, I know it's going to be great.
Exactly.
So next week I'm going to be talking with our friends from APCO. They do exteriors here in Columbus, been in town for a long, long time. I'll be talking to Mark from APCO. We really appreciate everybody tuning in. You can reach us by email info@davefox.com. We love to hear from all our listeners, and we will be back here next Sunday morning at 8.